this is Jazz with LesBe Real Media, and we are going live with Shellie Hipsky.
Yes, we are live at the Pennsylvania Conference for Women, which we've been covering for 4 years. But I feel like I'm doing triple time here because not only do I have my stuff, but I'm with my old crew of LesBe Real Media, and of course, one of my oldest crews of Inspiring Lives Magazine, Dr. Shellie Hipsky. And I am so glad that you made it out my way this time, rather than me coming out your way.
You have come out many a time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so why don't you tell everybody out there about Inspiring Lives Magazine?
I'd love to.
All right, we got to get this up here.
Absolutely.
We got to zoom into this because the cover alone is incredibly impressive, and of course, Shellie looks as beautiful in person as she does on the magazine.
Oh, thank
so
you.
that's rare. So tell us about this. I think this is what, your second year?
It is. We are in our second year. Our tagline is a passion for business, a love for life.
Okay.
But my tagline for everything that I've done, from my 11 books to my radio show, my TV show, Inspiring Lives with Dr. Shellie, has always been inspiration is just a story away. And I truly believe that. And that's why we're bringing to our readers women from across the country that have been through things. We've got a Tia on the cover here. She's a dynamo. She's incredible. She's amazing. She's gone through some major health issues, and so have a lot of the wellness warriors here. So multiple sclerosis, cystic fibrosis. Morgan got a double lung transplant and a kidney transplant recently, but she is just thriving and surviving. And then, of course, we have Alicia Kozakevich, who is the first cyber predator kidnapping survivor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So she has an amazing story of just survival and going on, and now she's an actress and doing a fantastic job with that. So we're very proud of her.
Okay. So let's tie it in. We're here at the Pennsylvania Conference of Women, and we are right now, we're 14,000 women strong and growing. By the time this is all over, if you haven't looked at the lineup for speakers, of course it includes former First Lady Michelle Obama, Shonda Rhimes, and the list just goes on and on and on and on. We're going to do some live interviews streaming here with LesBe Real Media. We're also going to do some stills that we'll post on all of our social media streams, so you can get that. You're going to get a chance to hear from none other than Dee and Foxy Coxie live.
Once we get her in front of the camera.
Once we get her in front of the camera.
I'm behind the camera.
You can hear my voice. But thank you for joining us here. And as we always say, if you can't be here, we're going to bring here to you.
Absolutely. So, ladies, what are we going to talk about here on this live? See, when I do live, you know my live.
I know.
Right?
I've
You know
tuned
how I
into your
roll.
live, and I love the way that you get so many people to tune into your live. And then sometimes I'll say, this is Jazz. You're just like, oh, Jazz is tuning. I go like, does she really know who I am?
I do.
But she does. But what people don't understand is that Shellie and I, not only do we work together, and I work with you, so that's how we all connect, but Shellie and I have known each other for 20 years.
20 years.
Wow,
20
that's a
years.
long
We
time.
go way back. She's spinning me around the dance floor a billion years ago.
And now
it was so much fun.
I have the honor of writing for Inspiring Lives Magazine and doing other things with the Global Sisterhood, which is also a wonderful nonprofit organization which Dr. Shellie Hipsky has created. So why don't you tell them about that?
Thank you. Yes. So
Beautiful.
I am the president of the Global Sisterhood. So we help women and children internationally. We just donated $1,000 to the Orphans International Worldwide to help support the orphans in India. Actually, is where those are. But we've helped. We always do this pop-up giving,
Right.
which I love.
Oh,
because,
I like that, though. Pop-up
Pop-up
giving.
giving.
I love
Hashtag
that.
pop-up giving. So when we do the pop-up giving, women around the world have always come to me because of my books. You know, I had the international bestseller, which had Jess in
Yeah,
it.
Jess in it. I do.
Because
Always
we had
that.
100 women from around the
306,
globe
right?
in the featured in the books in common threads, and we found out how they found inspiration, empowerment, and balance. So these women became, it was 100, and then it's 1,000, and then it's more, and they all come together, and everybody has skill sets, and everybody has either time, energy, or money, and we pool those resources and help get it to the right people when they need it. We had a call in from a woman who knew of a woman who was homeless and pregnant on the streets. Got her off of the streets. We got her into the hospital setting where she needed to be. We threw her a big old baby shower because that's what she needed. She needed a lot of that stuff for that baby.
Okay.
And we took care of her, and so it's constant women helping women.
Right.
Okay, so
It's
let
a
me
true
ask you a
sisterhood.
question. clearly you're a visionary. We're among other visionaries, and this conference is around empowering women.
Absolutely.
So share for our viewers right now, where did this begin? I mean, it had to be in your head and your heart, but how did
It probably
you
began
actually...
when she was in the womb, is what happened.
Well,
I had a very
how did
empowered
you just
mom.
get it out there? Because a lot of viewers are going to say, like, I've got these great ideas as well. How did you kind of get that push to go forward?
Well, I was a tenured professor at Robert Morris University for 10 years. And while I was doing that, I was writing books. You know, it's that whole publisher perish type of thing in the professor world. You know, this world. And I kept, my worlds just kept colliding with these fantastic people. And I will say that there is an angel up in heaven. People out there that have followed me and know what's going on with that. Clarel, you know, about Clarel. She was one of my interviews before, many books ago, like 6 books back, Ordinary People, Extraordinary Planet. And she was really the impetus to switch from the academic, kind of drier material to the inspirational, and to take what I had in my heart and then what other women had in their hearts and put them out there for the world through the motivational media company Inspiring Lives.
Wow.
So-
Wow. And then the birth of this
the
magazine.
magazine,
yes.
The birth of this magazine. And we're talking about very, very high quality. But we're not talking about filled with fluff. We're talking about articles, inspirational prose, everything imaginable. It's not just chock full of
We got the
advertising.
fashion, we got the travel, we've
Travel,
got the business.
fashion,
Look
business.
at this food. Don't you want to make this food?
Incredible.
Carlos, hello, internationally acclaimed chef. So we got it all. We really did.
Very, very tastefully done.
What I loved about Shellie, and I remember when you resigned from your position in
That was a
order
big
to,
deal.
in order to
Really
do that,
big
and
deal.
many women are in that situation where they are ready to make the jump but are so scared. So what is it that you can tell them in order to allow them to calm their minds enough to jump in there?
Absolutely. Quit standing in your fear. Get out of
Oh,
it.
wow. Beautiful.
Move it aside, because you have no business standing in that fear. Because you are deterring from the other people that can benefit from your gifts and your talents. Take them and roll with them and show the world. Whether it be through a media project, whether it be through writing a book, whether it be through standing on the corner and just saying your piece. Like, whatever you gotta do, tell the world, because that person over there or that person over there could benefit from it. You can't if you don't tell us.
That's right.
Okay, so
Tell
we've
us.
got 11 titles to your credit.
Yes.
You've got a very successful second year magazine that's out
Absolutely.
there. You're traveling. You've got a nonprofit organization that's doing things globally.
Yes.
What's next for you?
Ooh, well, I actually am signing a major book deal this week with a company, so look for that. Should I tell what the title's gonna be?
You didn't even tell me yet.
I know.
Okay.
And
okay.
I mean,
you're gonna
she
hear
tells
it
me
first here.
everything.
You're gonna
Was
hear it
Kelly
first
Frost
here
just
on
watching
Let's Be
tonight?
Real Live.
Kelly Frost is gonna be like,
Well,
wait a minute, did
hey,
we-
what better place to
Right.
put the information out
Absolutely.
there?
And so this really goes along with what you're asking us about how to put who you are out there. And this is ready for this title?
I'm ready,
Yes.
Shel.
It's so me. Ready? Woohoo! Brand you.
Oh yeah. Brand you.
Woohoo! But
Brand
woohoo.
but it's
You.
you.
Gotta go woohoo
I-
first.
I like
Can I
that.
get a
Yeah.
woohoo? 1, 2, 3.
Woohoo!
Brand you.
And Shelley's very good at this. I mean, she has created brands, and I don't know if you were aware of this, and everybody out there, but Shellie, you also did a master class U, which I was a part of.
Yes.
And one of the lessons was on branding. And thank you so much for the
Absolutely.
accolades in
Oh,
regards to
wow.
branding.
Absolutely.
I was one
You're
of her
very well
favorites.
branded.
But she had brought. Actually, I'm going to let you tell everybody what you did for the
Yes, so
Empower
we
You.
did Empower You Masterclass series. I taught doctoral students, PhD students for a decade, and loved that teaching and the giving and the educating. And I was able to take everything that I've learned with building a major media company and being CEO and doing all this stuff, take that and break it down into a curricula that has really served to lead many women and bring you guys together.
Well, it was wonderful, and everything is broken down into such simple steps. For example, when you talked about vision boarding, and we all had to send in our vision boards, the first thing I did was I put a picture of a house with a fence, and I said, Nacho wants a fence.
And voila.
3 months later, I just bought a house. So it does work.
She got her house.
Yes.
It works.
So simple steps do work, and Shellie has been a mastermind to break that down for tons of women around the world.
I mean, I'm going to keep doing that. Kelly's actually pushing for me to do another Empower You Masterclass in January. I was thinking summertime, but you know.
Absolutely.
She's my business manager. She's
January is a perfect time of year when you're talking about marketing and branding. People are trying to stay out of the depression of winter, per se. So definitely January would be a great time to get people revved up and motivated.
On the
What's your number?
I know things are going to be good. If somebody brings up the number 13, like when I had my TV show, Inspiring Lives with Dr. Shellie, my producer was always in my ear, and he would always be like, 13.
She made me release my book on the 13th.
And did it work?
Okay.
1 hour later.
Okay, so now we know that Dr. Shelley's number is number 13, and it's been working magic. My number's number 32, but we'd have to add other days to the month.
That's okay.
In order to make that happen. But you know what? It's been fantastic talking to you. We don't want to tie you up from enjoying the rest of the conference. Again, this is the PA Conference of Women, and it is the 14th conference along with over 14,000 women.
Amazing.
And the number 4 keeps popping up because this is our 4th year for LesBe Real Media and LesBe Real Radio Talk covering this conference.
Yay! So how do you get the magazine?
How do you get them? Great question.
Oh, wow. See, now you should be in front of this camera.
Get the magazine at www.inspiringlivesmagazine.com. Was that a good voice?
That was
a great voice. That was a radio voice.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm working on that, you know.
I'll teach you.
Excellent.